You ever noticed how the people everyone really likes at work, the ones people are just drawn to, aren't the ones putting on a big show? They're just real. It's like this quiet superpower that cuts through all the corporate noise. Today, we're going to break down exactly how that works and why being authentic is probably the most powerful tool you have for building real connections. So let's really get into this, right? We've all seen it. There's the person trying so hard to say the right thing and fit in, and they kind of just fade into the background. And then there's the person who's just themselves, and people flock to them. It seems totally backward, doesn't it? But figuring out this little paradox is the key to understanding what genuine connection is really about. And this is the battle we're all fighting at work, whether we realize it or not. On one side, you have the corporate robot, always agreeable, super formal, totally guarded. It's not only exhausting to be that person, it's forgettable. And on the other side, the authentic human, someone with substance, someone who's relatable and honest. And that's what's magnetic. One burns you out, the other builds you up. So how do you escape that corporate robot trap? Well, you need a new strategy. That's why we're opening up the Authenticity Playbook right now. And listen, these aren't just vague ideas. These are real, actionable skills you can start using like today to let the actual you come through. So here's our game plan. First, we've got to understand the performance trap. Then we'll get into how to speak with real substance, listen with actual curiosity, build trust through consistency, and then the big one, finally dropping that corporate mask. Let's jump into play number 1. All right, play 01, escaping the performance trap. This is where so many of us get stuck. Our default setting is just people-pleasing. We think if we just agree with everyone all the time, they'll like us. But the truth is, being constantly agreeable doesn't make you liked. It just makes you invisible. And just think about that for a second. Do you remember every single person who just nodded along in that last meeting? No way. But I bet you remember the person who respectfully offered a totally different idea. See, agreeable just blends in. Interesting is what actually makes an impression. Okay, so if being agreeable all the time is a trap, how do you get out? That brings us right to play 2. And it's not about being difficult or starting arguments. It's about swapping out that empty agreeableness for some real substance. It's about actually having a point of view. And there's a really simple but powerful way to do this. You don't just steamroll someone. Step 1, you acknowledge their point first. Then you respectfully state your own perspective. But here's the magic key. You explain why. This isn't a fight, it's a contribution. It shows you're actually engaged, not just a bobblehead. Okay, on to our next play. We're shifting gears from speaking to listening. But, and this is a huge but, there is a massive difference between just passively hearing sounds come out of someone's mouth and actively listening with genuine curiosity. One is just a courtesy, the other is a connection-building superpower. Come on, we can all spot fake listening from a mile away, right? The eyes are a little glazed over. You can tell they're just waiting for you to take a breath so they can jump in with their own story. Genuine curiosity is the total opposite. It's asking follow-up questions because you actually want to get it. That small shift makes people feel incredibly valued. And that feeling, it's everything. This isn't some fluffy, feel-good saying. It's literally how our brains are wired. When you make someone feel truly heard by being curious, you create this positive emotional hook. That's what builds a real, lasting connection. Which brings us perfectly to our 4th play. Because being liked isn't about some big, grand gesture. Nope. It's built in the tiny, day-to-day moments. It's all about creating this rock-solid foundation of trust through simple, almost boring consistency. Here's a really great way to think about this. Your integrity is nothing more than the gap between what you say and what you do. That's it. Are you who you say you are? Your whole goal is to make that gap just disappear. When you do that, people know they can count on you, and that is a cornerstone of being liked and, more importantly, respected. And we see this gap all the time, don't we? The boss who talks a big game about work-life balance but is firing off emails at 11 p.m. The coworker who says, "I'm a team player," and then immediately throws someone under the bus in a meeting. It's these little disconnects that quietly kill trust and make people doubt if you're for real. And that's really the secret sauce right there. It's not about the big, flashy promises. It's about the tiny, boring choices you make when you think no one's even paying attention. Did you do that small thing you said you would? Did you meet that minor deadline? It's all those little things piling up that build an unshakable reputation. And now, our final play. This one might just be the most important, and maybe the hardest. It's about getting brave enough to just drop the mask of perfection and show people you're an actual living, breathing human being.
I mean, think about it. We pour so much energy into trying to look flawless, right? We build this perfect version of ourselves and put it on a pedestal. But that perfection doesn't make people want to get closer. It actually pushes them away. It's intimidating.
But here's the wild truth. We don't connect with perfect. We connect with real. When people see a little crack in that shiny armor, when they see the real person underneath, that's what gives them permission to relax and connect with you on a real level. And look, this doesn't mean you need to air all your dirty laundry. It's about small moments of honesty. Owning a mistake with a simple, "my bad, I'm on it," isn't weakness, it's confidence. Admitting, "yeah, I pitched an idea that made zero sense," shows humility. You're not fishing for sympathy, you're just being real. And really, that's what this all boils down to. Being genuinely liked at work isn't about becoming a better actor. It's about having the guts to stop acting altogether. The person you are when your guard is down, that person is infinitely more interesting and likable than the polished robot you think everyone wants to see. So I'll just leave you with this one question to chew on. By hiding behind that perfect corporate mask, who are you stopping from actually seeing and connecting with the real you? You might be shocked to find out just how many people have been waiting for you to be yourself this whole time.